you have the power and you got the platform, you have to use that and build on it, right? When the Instagram is here.
Not break a record, you could not do anything if you didn't come to Detroit. We had the Gator Bowl going on, the danceries, the Vogues. This was the spot you had to come to. Whether it was from cabarets, downtown clubs, you had to come to Detroit to.
So everybody doing book, but he already had to be the original guy or like sponsorship. So he had to have about 300 business cards on the flyer.
Yeah.
Shouts to the team at Views. I'm gonna get to it. So quick, shit. It started at 13, on the way to Mr. Allen's for a 29 or 250 on the shoes, getting some Ulysses, cause nigga, that's what my mama could afford.
Ulysses.
And you know, my mama, she God bless her, man. She was addicted to drugs. She was in the streets hard. You know, I didn't get my mama back until I was 11. So I had my grandma to really, bring me up. And Granny used to cook, and I used to be in the kitchen, licking the batter on everything. Just a chubby kid, like, ooh wee. Granny making cornbread. Okay. So 13 on the way to Mr. Allen's, I heard I don't even remember the DJ, but I heard End of the Road by Boyz II Men, and the DJ announced that bitch so smooth. You know what I'm saying? On FM 98 WJLB, we belong together, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, damn. So on the way back home from Mr. Allen's, they played the songs every 20 minutes.
Right.
Heard the song again. I want to be on the radio. That was at 13. Threw a block party when I was 13 on Chandler on the North End. Slapped out. When I moved to 6 Mile and Mound, I stayed on Dwyer, then I stayed on Syracuse. Threw another block party. I was like 15, 16. And I'm talking like niggas now. We damn near old as hell. Right. Man, remember that block party? I'm like, bro, it ain't even a house left on the block. You know what I'm saying? But so my senior year of high school, we had high school reporters with WJLB. So did that, then that program was over. I was calling Larry Howard, back to back, blowing his phone up like, I want to be on, I want to be intern, whatever. Nothing happened. Called Billy T at 105.9. He's like, make sure you got your mama permission. I want to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Come on down here. Came down there, started answering phones, started taking requests. You know what I'm saying? All of that, started learning the boards. Just Billy T was my fucking idol. You know what I'm saying? Like I made so many chicken runs to KFC on the boulevard. Nigga love them honey barbecue wings.
Across the street from Henry Ford.
Yep. Then they fired Billy T. Then Spud came. And me and Spud was like a little friction because he wasn't from here. Spud was like louder and talked faster than anybody I knew. But at that time, I was the promotions coordinator. Shouts to Vicky Preston. So went from making calendars and schedules and all of that shit, just learning the business. She taught me a lot of that business side. Like, this is how you gotta dress, this is how you gotta, And then Nate Bell came in, and he heard me overnights because I used to be on the club on overnight. So when the club was over 2 o'clock, I'd be on from 2 to 6 in the morning. Yeah. Left there. Nate was like, Nate was like, everybody gonna hate you, but I'm gonna do this because I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? He was like, we're gonna put you on Saturday and Sundays, 6 to 10. And this was before Sugar Ray. I was by myself, and my show was called Banned from TV.
I remember that shit.
I remember that. So I had Lil Rob. He used to sing and shit. He made my jingle and shit. Said we banned from TV. So he made a little jingle and shit. So then
Robert Wright.
Yep.
Man, grew up together.
Then they added Sugar Ray to my shit. You know what I'm saying? We was trying to figure out a name. We came up with all kind of corny shit, the Looney Tunes, all kind of shit. And then the Hype Squad came. Spud was like, yeah, Hype Squad. So we stuck with the Hype Squad, got a jingle, started doing our shit. And we just started catching fire. Now, in this time, I'm doing all of the high schools, all of the middle schools. I got a motherfucking high school tour. You know what I'm saying? I'm going, everybody calling for their pep rallies. We everywhere. You know
hype as pep. Persian versus Osmond, we lost 2-0. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so,
we got hype as hell, though. I was killing my business.
So that shit was lit. Then I went to Flint, Michigan. And I was only coming back down here. I had a motherfucking 5-speed pony escort, nigga. I used to do that bitch in 38 minutes from Detroit to Flint. You hear me? On icicles, boy. Getting the fuck on. I'm talking, I used to host the River Rock. On Saturday nights.
Hell yeah, you had the River Rock. Goddamn right you did.
Goddamn River Rock.
Yep, used to host the River
Rock.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's everybody just take a moment.
Yeah, bullshit. River Rock. crazy
River
stories.
Rock.
Shout out to my big homies, Ty, Waddell.
And
What? We can go on and on.
So we got it.
Yeah.
The River Rock was
So that happened.
crazy
Then
fast.
Sugar Ray and I, we got the night show. Sugar Ray was really creative. You know what I'm saying? She's like, we need to do like a rap battle or something like that. And so we created.
Sugar Ray.
Shout out to Sugar Ray.
I love Sugar Ray. I'm telling you, I heard I miss Sugar Ray on Friday. Sugar Ray, I've been loving Sugar Ray since back then. Go ahead,
So you know, Sugar Ray. Now I'm gonna tell you a quick story. This is just true, man. This is back when in the early 2000s when Cha Cha was there on a part-time basis, and Cha Cha was fine, light skin, long hair, pretty. She had never been on the radio. Cha Cha was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So she ain't have the radio etiquette. This is all Sugar Ray ever wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? But Sugar Ray was on the thicker side. She used to work at Sam Goody. Had an
Yeah.
real
Natural. I
you know what I'm
remember.
saying?
I listen, man.
I've been in love with Sugar.
So Sugar Ray went on her diet shit and got thick and just had
Man, she came in this motherfucking store, and I said, "Wait, whoa,
Yeah.
not yeah."
Yeah. No, for sure. But so
Man,
all of that happened, and then
workout plan, bro.
when I left radio in 05, no, it's 06.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I got my severance package, all my vacation paid, nigga, got unemployment, and my taxes came back. Nigga, I balled. I didn't do shit for all of 2006. But in that time of being on the radio, I met Wally, who had Club Rain, which was on Grossbeck and 13
Man,
Mile.
I remember Club Rain.
Big Club Rain.
Met him.
Not to cut you off, bro,
No,
but you did break my homeboy
Bird, that's my
Reservoir
guy.
Dog.
Yeah.
Shout out Danny
Yeah.
Brown
Shout
out
out
here,
Danny
been
Brown.
going
Chuck.
on for a long time.
The best barbers in Ferndale.
Man,
yeah.
Man, what? Danny Brown, man, Reservoir
I
Dog.
was in Arizona
What?
one day and I just was looking
They
at
love
us
him
at
down
like
there,
2 o'clock in the morning.
Man,
I'm like,
listen,
Danny Brown.
man.
I'm like, who is this nigga?
Shout out to
Danny
Lieutenant Brown, man. Lieutenant Greg
Played that shit.
gave my man Bird, had a
Played
rap
that
group,
shit.
man, called Reservoir Dogs. It was Chips De Niro, Mike Luke, and Danny Brown, bro.
Played that shit. I played a lot of nigga shit. Even if it was whack, my ideology was I'm gonna play it, and if the streets don't love it, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? I did what I was supposed to do.
Supposed to do.
That's
You know
what a
I'm
real radio.
That's
is.
what I'm supposed to do.
That's real radio.
That's respect for the city.
Yeah.
You know,
That's real
y'all
radio
business.
shit.
You know, BJ doing that now, so
Yeah.
that's a big thing,
Yeah.
man. That's what y'all did. Listen, we go to fucking other cities, man, and I don't hear our music. I do now because the T Grizzlies and them inside of them. I'm proud of them the way he's doing what they doing. But when we used to go out of town on the town, we never heard our
that.
music. We just heard their music. But when we come here, I'm like, damn, y'all know I've been underground street forever.
Yeah.
So I'm playing all this shit, but never heard this shit on our own radio. That used to fuck me up, man.
That's
Well,
real.
I think as being a record promoter, we didn't hear music out of town. I think social media has helped
It's
get
a
our
lot.
music
So you know
out
that.
elsewhere, but I don't know if Marcus could attest to that or maybe Drake. But for me, just promoting records and traveling out of town, working records, I always try to take music we had here, there, but it just either didn't catch on. I think the technology of our beats and production as well.
It is.
You know what I'm saying, has
You
helped
know
too. So it didn't really, a lot of records didn't catch, you know what I'm saying, out of town. Or cats, a lot of D-boys rapped here too, so they want to go to the bar, Brass Key, you know what I'm saying, or Tigers, or go to the Sting and throw their money versus, you know what I'm saying, paying us to promote their records. You telling the
Tired of
cat,
that fucking piano, dog. If I hear that piano one more time in these situations, I
Before we get sidetracked, man, we gotta get so.
Oh, all right. So anyway, so just fast
I know
forward.
it's some history right here.
Yeah.
I
Fast
love
forward
it,
to 07. You know, me and Wally was having a conversation. He's like, "I got something for you." This is when I was fucking with at the Boomer Room in Pontiac, DJing and shit for him. I wasn't even a good DJ. I ain't gonna lie. I could not spin no fucking records, bro. I knew the records to pick, but I couldn't blend them bitches. But he's like, "I got something for you." We went to Rosie O'Grady's on Grand River and Telegraph, and we sat in there, we ate, we chopped it up and all that. I'm like, "What the fuck we here?" He never told me. November 2007, he called me like, "Come on, brother, it's time to go." I'm like, "What you talking about?" He like, "We got the club." I'm like, "What club?" He like, "The one we sat at in April." I'm like, "Nigga, what?" I didn't even have a car. Didn't even have a fucking car. Shout out to Ashley, my dog, Shivers. She took me over there, and I swear to God, I worked 300 hours a week for $300 a week. You know what I'm saying? But that was like going to college, going to school, learning the business. And I said on my post a couple days ago, if you don't love it, leave it alone. But it was intriguing to learn the bar business. You know what I'm saying? So I was a managing partner, right? Didn't have no equity, no stake in that. Didn't even put up no cheese. And eventually I got shares because he understood that I was loyal. and Wally's a Chaldean.
Right, you know that.
Now, all of these club owners, all of these people who own shit, who I helped out, who I looked out for, who I did free shit for.
Go there.
I could go down the list. You know,
Yeah.
I ain't no bus driver though. Nobody ever called me. Nobody ever reached out.
None of that.
I had Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On my knuckles, Wally called, put me together. You know what I'm saying? So Grand River Telegraph came. We popped that off. Now the genius behind that is we couldn't get a promoter to come over there.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't nobody fuck with us. I'm calling everybody, begging everybody, all the people that I did parties for. Nobody will fuck with us. Okay, cool. So we made a pact, like, we ain't let no promoters in, ever. No matter how big we get, we just gonna do this shit ourselves. So we went to the next best promoter, radio. We spent $10,000 a week on radio. You know what I'm saying? We had the biggest $3 Thursday, period.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? So Friday nights was just natural. Saturday nights was crazy with a live broadcast. Like we had 4-5 nights I was hopping. Then downtown came. When downtown came, it was really history because we had 1,100 people show up for applications, for interviews and shit. You know what I'm saying? So when downtown opened, we opened with Juvenile. That was our grand opening. We didn't even have a business license until like 4 o'clock that day. You know what I'm saying? But got it done. We opened, and downtown was, the rest was history. Then Southfield opened. Southfield really crushed them because it was like the biggest motherfucking club. You know what I'm saying? Then we had Wixon, we had Warren, we had Romulus, we had
What club is this again?
Lucky's.
Lucky's.
No, I
I already knew he was going. Hey, Joe, I already knew that nigga was
I just
going.
needed-
Lucky's, baby.
I needed.
I knew he was going to Lucky's, nigga.
I just needed y'all to. I needed y'all to know that.
Hey, I swear to God, I knew he was going to Lucky's, dog.
For the record,
So
no, I didn't call because I had left the party game.
I knew he was talking about Lucky's.
Yeah. So the thing is, when I left,
because we
when I
don't
left
have
that
no
meeting,
help here.
when I left that meeting with Wally, before we named Rosie O'Grady's Lucky's, he's like, come on with the name, brother. Whatever you name it is what it's gonna be. And I'm talking like, you ever been in the
You can
sleep?
bring it over here if you want to, bro.
They call it
Just bring it over.
No, I'm done.
Okay.
they call it sleep paralysis, where you can like feel yourself like you woke but you can't move type of thing. That's when the name came to me. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna be Lucky's on the River, and we just shortened it to Lucky's, you know, Pub and Grill. And the young man has a clothing line now that's bigger than the world. It's called Detroit versus Everybody. Tommy Walker, he did my logo for Lucky's. You know what I'm saying? Way back then. So
Put on, Dre.
so
Hey,
then
feel me on. Wait, hey. Hey, it came from the shop and brought y'all this
We done
first.
some shit out, didn't we? Boy, you better pay attention, son of a bitch. Keep going. Oh, shit, I knew.
what else happened? Oh, so after that, I had a party with Dope Boys, and Wally was like, cancel it. This was in Southfield. He's like, man, don't do the party, you know what I'm saying? I did the party anyway. So then it was a shootout, you know what I'm saying, in Southfield or whatever. Whatever happened, whatever. This was like in June or July. And then we had G's and Moet on the books for the second time for that October. So we did G's and Moet, and then Southfield was done. And I was just really kind of sick of the party game. I mean, I missed birthdays and funerals and holidays and vacations. I just put so much into the brand, you know what I'm saying? Like really just overextended myself. I was just tired of it. So I went to retail and I joined the Villa team, you know what I'm saying? And so with Villa, I just really wanted to do community outreach, you know what I'm saying? And really just, you know, fuck with the city or whatever. Just kind of do what Ty was doing for Mr. Alice, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, I kind of, you know, Villa, people trusted Villa a little more because I was there, because they was like, man, everything in Villa fake.
That's all you got here. And to me, all right.
That's where they came from.
Hey man, listen, niggas in Detroit, if they don't know where your shit came from, you fake.
JB's too.
They go hard. The Detroit nigga will go hard on your show. You come to
I ain't never bought nothing out of JB.
Nah, I have.
That shit fake.
Shout out to my dog,
Yes, I did.
Ty District 81. When you came with them motherfucking button ups with the stars on the bitch.
They don't know nothing about that. That's the
we had
beginning,
more
baby.
We gotta get Ty over here, man.
That's the beginning. We gotta get him.
And for the record, I ain't gonna even lie. That nigga came over here with them bitches, man. And my uncle was like, man, you think, what? Them finna be. Shout out to Ty.
I'm telling you, shout out to Ty. My nigga Blood put us all on it.
I was the first
Blood first to go in
promoter
town.
04 for his brand, and he was designing jerseys. And then he came with the stripper, all the stripper shirts.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't used to put that out there. I had reopened the hip hop shop. Me and my man Hustle Simmons, the original hip hop shop.
Hustle Simmons.
Hustle Simmons, I remember that.
Yeah, that
And there's some history right here.
That's what I'm saying. We coming to you. Shout out the time. We coming to you.
Man, after I got D-Steak cut above. He hit me like, man, let's do some of that old Grand River Luckies, man. I'm like, man, fuck that. And we've been in shootouts, nigga. I done burned myself. I done created the best chicken wing. I done did it. I'm done. Nah, man, one more run at it. Come on, man, let's do it. I'm like, all right. So we calling. We trying to get it. Finally, we get a meeting, lock everything in, and shout out to Buff. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo B. Now Views is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? And
So Views is the old Lucky.
Views is the old Luckies on Grand River Telegram.
Yeah.
What's the nights in there every night? Cause I see y'all on Instagram every goddamn
night. I'm just saying, ain't no damn night.
Like, the only night that's like really chill is Mondays and Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? Every other night, like Tuesday we do $2 lamb chops. You know what I'm saying? Thursdays $2 Thursdays. Friday, Saturday.
Oh shit. Hold on.
Hit the button.
My bad,
Y'all know it's raw entertainment. Come on in, bro. So how you feeling about that, man? You know what? We gotta walk that way for us. It's all good. We know we still in the store.
So that's it, man. So Views is where it's at now.
Views is where it's at.
Yeah, we just working. That's it.
My man got it, man. I knew he was talking about Lucky's.
Hey man, shout out, hey Dre, that's we so raw. You know what I'm saying? Like you took it deep as far as even I ain't know about your mom. You know that's deep.
Yeah,
Right, hell no, we appreciate
But that's why I ain't never like smoke weed or use drugs. Or, you know what I'm saying? Now, the first time I had a drink ever in life was champagne. That was at the Shadow Bar when I turned 30. And that wasn't even Moet. That was Bartles and Jane. I don't know, some knockoff shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I've never. I don't know what Hennessy. So I don't know none of that shit tastes like.
I had Moet and got into a fight.
Listen though, at that party, I drunk like 4 little sips. Like I can handle this, nigga. My legs are dancing and shit, nigga. My brain is telling my legs to stop, nigga, and it wasn't listening.
Wouldn't stop.
I said, oh no, listen, I can't do this.
Shout out to my baby DJ, dog. Had me in his truck. That nigga had so much sounds, dog. He like, bitch, I ain't know you could scrap like that, man. You don't know scrap. I'm like, man, fuck them niggas. And he got the sounds on. And that shit going like this. I said, man, turn that shit off. Get me to the crib.
Shout out to the history you just dropped. Who coming up next?
That history of Lieutenant, and he's humble. I think
Always been a humble nigga.
I think all of us through our chapters been humble. But he didn't add in there the fact that he was him and Sugar Ray, the youngest morning show host ever to this day.
That shit was so short-lived.
Well, hold up. I just want to say that sometimes.
But you did it though, bro.
Yeah, sometimes the things that happen open doors for the next generation. Because before Hype Squad did the morning show at that age, every morning show host was old as shit.
Yeah,
They were old as shit.
Yeah.
They were
relate
the
to
first.
them.
I was so proud to see a young host on the side of the buses being promoted, doing them, but they were
We
before their
fucked
time.
them up, man. They gave us a fucking tour bus, bro.
Yeah, but
We
y'all
fucking put our
time.
way before. Man, listen. J.O.B. had the concert at Comerica Park. I don't know what the name of the concert was. Like the outside shit they had. Nigga, they was set up all out there, all elaborate and shit. They was like, we gonna ride past down whooping and shit. Man, that motherfucking bus came up, nigga, and rolled past the Fox Theater, nigga. Niggas' faces was like, oh my God, nigga. We got out that bitch like, yeah, suck it, bitch, nigga, what? You know what I'm saying?
And to put on record, to go to Dre's, Jay-Z retired in 2003. He dropped the Black Album. He retired. He never stepped foot on the stage. He left hip hop.
Nigga, that's your credit.
I
don't know how you did that shit.
Well, listen, the first
How you
stage
did
he
that
ever
shit?
stepped back on, before he ever picked up a mic, did anything, he came here to Detroit. The Hype Squad was the only show with tickets up until the week of the event before politics kicked in, and then Klitschon was like, nigga, you giving us a piece of this shit. And remember I came to you, and you was like, Jay, you gotta do what you gotta do. This show gotta be a success. You can't keep it one, because my whole point was, to do the show.
I'm attest to that because he gave us tickets to sell on the street, bro.
Whoa.
Hey, nigga, hey, pull up to the truck. I got you.
That's all I was saying. I started on my wife that. On my wife, man.
Yeah. Let me know we got it.
Oh, phone? Who ain't got what? I pull up in a limo. I was a sponsor. You feel me? I pull up.
Wait. So you gotta do your whole introduction again. Come on, you gotta drop your name. We need some jewels. You gotta drop some.
Man, break dancing ass.
I don't know. It's weird. Just Jay, man. I've been around for a minute.
What was the
Nah, man, damn all the
man.
I don't know what hood you from. Come with the shit.
I came up around nothing but hustlers. You know, I don't like to call them drug dealers. I like to call them entrepreneurs because the pharmaceutical world is hustlers. So I grew up around nothing but hustlers. So all the stories of everything from the east side to west side, I grew up around the cats. I learned survival. You know what I'm saying? So. Came from I think everybody damn near from the east side or west side, single mom home, no pops, no nothing. I had to put my big drawers on, take care of my little brother. But with that being said, I started very early in high school, so I got a partner. I was known as Food Stamp. I used to host all the high school shows. And when I say me, I really mean we, because I had a great team around me. My squad, we was dancers, you know, so I started off DJing, hosting parties, and me and my partner.
Why did you went to?
Man, you asking some very damn. You know what? Look, here's the thing. I went to Kettering. A lot of people thought I went to King because King was where the bitches was at.
Right.
And if you wanted your high school party to pop, you had to go fuck around in King and Cass. Yeah. So Renaissance wouldn't let me in. The security at Renaissance they would not let me in that motherfucker to promote. But I was hanging out with King and Cass. Motherfuckers thought I went there. Like I was up in King so much, the teachers knew me by name. Like teachers in Cass would be like, hey, such and such. And hey, how you doing this and that? So I would be in King a lot. But KE, I went to. I didn't graduate. I left high school, man. I think that's why I'm an advocate for going back to school and higher education now. Hence, I got my MBA and my law degree, but like I dropped out. I chased money. I started, high school got to my head. I was popping in high school, and started doing events. Me and my team used to jit and dance. Mad dancers. Shouts out to Jermaine, Doc.
Mad dancers.
Joe,
Bisco Joe still got work for you whole ass niggas. My nigga Joe be getting it in still. Go ahead, though. Cause y'all gotta see the group, man. They be clowning on that shit.
I had two sexy ass.
I learned how to jig from them.
You know what
I had two aunts that everybody on the block could tell me was sexy. So all the dope dealers would sit. All the hustlers would sit on my porch. And Jermaine Savage would come over my crib. And I was DJing at the time, so they would come in the basement. I would put records on, and they would be jitting. So I got introduced to jitting just on an everyday whim. So by the time I got to high school and started hosting parties, cats was like, "Yo, what is you doing?" And it just took off because I was always around older cats. That's why people think I'm older than what I am. So I started throwing parties. I used to go hang out. Car clubs was popping, and some of the guys on my block was hustlers. Now hustlers can range from pharmaceuticals to God knows what else, right? So I used to hang out at Vogues and Dazzles, Leon Purse, DJ Chainsaw. We would get over to the dancery with Man Professor, the whole 9 yards. So when I would go back to high school, I had techniques on how to promote and market. So when I was supposed to be in school, I'm over at King. You know what I'm saying? I'm over at Cass. I'm promoting Time for the Post. Come over here, Miami Vice, and this and that. And then I remember I had a briefcase with nothing in it. I went and sat down with Ouija, who owned Miami Vice, and Ray O'Shea. I went and sat down with these older cats and was like, look, if you let us into your club and dance and jig, we'll bring you audience. And they was like, shut the fuck up. But they respected my hustle. So from that, Ray kind of took me under his wing. I was around him a lot. Drill Lecinos, Ouija at Miami Vice, shouts out to them. I kind of just learned the hustle. And as you learn the hustle, you grow. Me and my guys, Real, Toy, Black, all of us, we just learned the hustle. And then it was like, we're gonna start doing our own shit. So Real was cool with Moby. So Real would be down there at Grand Quarters. Real is like, back in the day, he was one of I used to call him White Boy Real, because he was just opposite. Like everything I did, he did the opposite. And that's what made us work. So he would be down there with Moby, he would be down there at Grand Quarters, the whole shit. So when we started doing our parties, we had people come from the Grand Quarters, the Rubin Palace, and I had people coming from high school in the cabaret world and it just worked for us. And then from there, it just transitioned to us, you know, getting an office, making our own flyers. We opened up a studio, we started doing our own commercials.
When you brought out that studio.
Well, the truth is Tanya and Roderick, who own the network, own 7 Mile. Squeak went to high school with me. I would host and promote for them. And yeah, we cut our first deal with Mariah Carey.
Who was Mariah Carey? We don't know who that is.
She was married to Tommy Mottola at the time. So Tommy Mottola cut a deal and signed 7 Mile. Shouts out to Slam. He went on to work with Bad Boys, Mario Winans, which we call Skeeter. Like, the history here, man, we've been putting on people and producing hits and doing a lot of stuff. So at the time in the studio, Mariah Carey married Tommy Mottola. He owns Sony. When he divorced her ass, he dropped her label, and then the group got dropped. That's who I was saying I was getting to produce Ray's Hustle hookup, and it just didn't happen. But from there, we just kept, you know, in the promotion business and throwing events. I hated the fact that we had to go rent venues with people that didn't care about our culture. Like, you rent these venues and all you see is dollar signs. It's like, you know, you pay this amount, bar guarantee, this and that. So like, the person that win at the end of the night is the person that owns the club, owns the liquor license, that owns the venue. You know, I hated that part of it.
That bar guarantee shit was crazy.
Yeah.
So when you say events, like was you like?
That's right.
Like, break it down.
Right.
I think
he keep trying to be modern. You ain't do no fucking part.
What I would not allow.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad you jumped
You
there.
understand? I would not allow you.
Hey, let's switch to my dog.
Come on, but I would not allow you to do. I would not allow you.
I appreciate it. Let's get his ass.
Yeah, I'm not going to allow you to be humble and say, well, you know, I did a few events. Because that's just like me being on some bullshit saying, yeah, I sold clothes in the city. No, nigga, this is what I did.
Give me
What I was part of is some serious shit. So I need you to, they need to understand.
You broke the little shit about the dude, what's his name from Marcy Project?
Jay-Z.
Yeah, whatever his name is. You did him. Who else you did?
You know what?
Well, no, let's Jay-Z.
That's a big name?
What?
Oh, I ain't know.
I mean, it's all right unless, fuck, I can't even be fake. That shit's serious.
That's
That shit's serious.
That's as serious as a motherfucker.
Because the man had retired.
You brought Jay.
Let's work up to that.
Let me say.
Oh, okay.
Let me say, it's so surreal to be sitting here during an event, walking in, and my fams, and I'm like, man, I know his family and just the history of. So that's what I mean. I've been around entrepreneurs my whole life.
Right.
Like in the hood, even if you don't have a father, you mimic yourself around dudes that you see moving forward. Yeah, like you like, okay, that's how a man's supposed to wear a suit. That's how a man's supposed to do this. This is how a man should own his business. And the first entrepreneur I ever saw, I'll never forget. I walked into his club, and I was like, man, you own this? And he's like, yeah. I was like, so what do you do for a living? And he's like, I do this. And I was like, fuck out of here. And I'm in high school. And I'm throwing parties, and me and my guys, we think we doing this shit. And I'm like, so wait, 7 days a week, this is what you do for a living? And Ray was like, Ray O'Shea, for those that don't know. And he was like, yeah, this is what I do for a living. And from that point on, I was like, fuck, I'm out of school. Like, if I'm throwing parties in school, and I already got a crowd, and me and my guys, and it's a we, because I don't ever want to make it like it was just me by myself. At that point, I was just like, bet, this is what I can do then. So I was under his arm, like, constantly asking questions, learning. But yeah, from that point, a lot of mistakes and hiccups, but I was blessed to meet some interesting people. Slam, who started here but went on to produce for Bad Boy, and actually be Puffy's right-hand man. He was like my big brother, so he kind of like would kick game to me.
Puffy fuck with the city heavy.
Man, let me first off, let me just say this. Like, that's what I mean by people not knowing the history of Detroit, and we got to start really. I don't even like doing this shit. Like, I really don't. Anybody that know me know this is really not my forte.
but I just feel like I've watched this city go too long. We hold too crazy grudges. We don't support each other. We don't, like, this city, man, who you think T.I. management come from, B? From this city. That's what people, not just this DJ, is management. And I don't want to throw his name out there, you know what I'm saying, but
I ain't know that.
he from the D. Diddy, like, man, listen, this city, when I tell you puts on, it's crazy.
I can attest to that. I think it's a Detroit, somebody with a D hat on in every clique, you know what I'm saying, across the country.
Thank you. Thank you.
In every record label, it's somebody with a D hat on.
Everything,
What up,
period.
though?
Because guess what? I'm sitting on Instagram the other day and I'm looking at what's his name. I'm at work, strolling through. I'm living my best life. His name, quick, my man.
Yeah.
Duval walking with a nigga Detroit versus everybody.
Okay, hold up. Now,
You with Kool-Aid.
hold up.
You didn't know that? All right.
Hold up.
I'm like,
So hold up. Let me just give you a history lesson on that. I just said
T.I.
T.I. people. Where you think Lil Duval come from?
Right.
I'm not gonna throw his name out there because
Yeah.
I don't know if he want me to put it
No, I
out there like
understand.
that. But brown skin guy, bald head.
you hit around the head. Yes, sir.
That's my guy from the west side.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out to
have
the
an
street lords.
orange and blue
Like
joint
people
on.
need to know.
Had an orange and blue joint on.
Come
Detroit
on,
versus
there you
everybody.
go.
They walk like
Street
that.
lords all day, 100. So that's what I'm saying. So when I got to getting out there, like I would go to Philly, I would go to New York, and I would just network. So lo and behold, you came across John McNapoli with Kanye and them, but you know before that it was like Michael. What was his name? Michael Hopkins with Michael Howard with Trina. You just hustle, man. If you throw parties and you make your name known, people reach out to you. That's the truth. Like, you gotta do your work. Like back then, man, how Dre said, sometimes we go through rough phases. You don't have this, you don't have that. Dog, let me tell you, I used to catch cabs to go pass flyers out. That's how dedicated I was.
Support.
I used to walk the entire downtown, and you talk about not having money for certain shit. Like, dude, your money and everything you had went towards your promotion, your marketing. Like, you ain't had no outside life. So when y'all see us grow up, and now we can throw birthday parties and we do events with our birthday parties, we ain't had them shits back in the day. That shit was past us. Like, you was like in college, and college was trials and tribulations. You learning. I watched all these DJs. I was trying to get Gary Chapman to learn him to come and sit with us, but you know,
my gosh, shout out to Gary Chapman.
you-
Give him on 50.
you watch all these DJs or etc. So we just kept popping events out, and then luckily celebs started reaching out. And actually, they wasn't even so much of me. They like my girl. So a lot of the chicks that do a lot of these guys booking and traveling, it'd be female. So hence,
You pissing me off.
Right, come on with the shit, man. Like, listen, bro. Okay,
They gonna hear it.
we appreciate that. All this
I'm thinking you gonna call that joke.
It's appreciated. How the fuck you
You didn't get into it with Cousin E and Freeway and Chris.
No, cut the shit, man. How the fuck did a nigga from Detroit
A regular East Side
shit,
jit dance
man?
nigga.
Period. That's what I want to know. How did you pull off some J? Damn, all the others, this is cool, it's great. We appreciate that. It's some epic shit. That was cool. That was very children, cause you know, listen to that. How you pull the Jay-Z shit off?
Pontiac Silverdome, 2004.
Come on, man.
Get it. There you go, Joe. Call it out.
Beyonce was there. Niggas ain't know that.
LeBron,
LeBron
Beyonce,
was off
Maverick,
stage.
Rich,
Yep.
everybody. Just grinding. My whole point was to land my feet firm somewhere. So Bad Boy had to reign for so long. People don't know this. Bad Boy had to run for so fucking long.
Hell yeah.
But Rockefeller was coming in, but it was so different than Bad Boy. You know, Bad Boy had the Bentleys, the shiny suits, the whole hookup. So it took a minute for everything to take on to Rockefeller. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck with them. So I remember meeting Oskino and Sparks, and Oswald managed them, and we hit it off and brought them into town. And I would just book guys, and we would just travel, and we would just do shit. So I became a regular in everybody's conversation, everybody's circle. I always treated people good. I think anybody that's from the D, we got great hospitality. So when we bring somebody out, we treat people good. We make sure everybody protected. We make sure everybody A1. We show everybody love. So the guys, before they would come here, they just hit me up like, yo, Jay, we in your market. and it just worked. Whether it was from Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, I would be the front runner. So when Jay retired, that was my open ticket. It was like, I got to do something that hasn't been done to try to put on for my city. And at that time, the promotion game was transitioning, and I saw it. And I would sit and talk to him, and my partners would talk about it. And I was like, they're going to box us out. What's going to happen is the people that sell the tickets, the people that own the greens, they're going to all come together. Now, this is when Clear Channel was Clear Channel, Live Nation was Live Nation, and it was all separate, but I saw it. Like, I started watching venues get bought by Clear Channel. I started watching shit. You know what I'm saying? And I had a successful night at the same time. That's what Sykes want to talk about, the candy bar.
Candy bar. Man.
So the candy bar was long reigning. It was popping. We had the candy bar models. Shouts out to Delicious, because she don't like to give me my credit, but Delicious was one of the candy bar models. Back then we used to call her London.
Yes, she was.
Come on,
man.
Come on.
Tell me, man.
Y'all want me to get on this shit? I'll get on this shit. I'm joking.
No, that's deep, man.
But she was. We used to have the candy bar models. And it wasn't a secret that she was going to become famous. She had that pizzazz. She knew how to market and just have it. So the candy bar, and I started seeing the changing in radio, like what our rates was, what we could do, what we couldn't do. Like I remember I had an event, Bubbles and Celebrities, and what was it? Bubbles and Celebrity? Yeah. Celebrities and Bubbles or some shit I came up with. And I was like, Dre gonna host it, because he always hosted everything I ever done. And I was like, I'm gonna go get DJ Polo from 98. So I'm gonna be able to put two logos. FM 98 and one of, and after that shit, they was like, you can never do that again. And I was like, wow. They was like, dog. But I just started watching the transition. So my thing was, if I could do something that was legendary, then I could start pulling back that independent stream. Because the only people that could bring Jay-Z outside of Joe from the warehouse, but once Jay became Jay, could nobody book Jay. Could nobody touch Jay.
Man, R.I.P. to Joe too.
Yeah, he passed?
I still be around his son's about that long.
Damn. I did not know that. But yeah, so Jay had reached the pinnacle in his life to where he was untouchable. Like, if you wasn't John McNeely or somebody, you couldn't reach a Jay-Z. So I set my targets on it. The first actual show, I don't even remember the first proposal that I sent out, and I was trying to get everybody on board. It was Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Eminem. That's what the actual show was supposed to be. Jay-Z, Eminem, and 50 Cent. And it was supposed to be putting on for the city. And then I quickly learned that Jay and 50 didn't really get along, and that shit was like, nah. So then it switched from Dame Dash Presents Jay-Z featuring, and I couldn't get M's manager to agree to it. So then it went to Dame Jazz Presents. And then Rockefeller went through a breakup phase. And I was caught between a rock and a hard spot. And not to put too much of Rockefeller business out here, because I'm cool with everybody still. I had a great relationship with Dame. I had a great relationship with everybody through Rockefeller. But up to this point, I didn't meet Jay. So I stalked Jay. I went everywhere Jay went, because I was already cool with everybody. I was already cool with Kanye, Don C, Cousin E, Bleak, Murder.
Basically.
So they would hit me like, yo, we gonna be here, and I would fly there.
For sure.
So I went to New York at the 4040. I was the first guy that came back with the 4040 black card. And they gave me two VIPs 4040 black cards. They look just like the American Express.
Classic flyer right there too.
God.
Holy shit!
That's it? What we talking about?
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
it. Yeah.
That's it.
So I
had my group on the show too.
I flew to New York, and I sent the car to get Cousin E, State Problem, everybody, and I was at the 4040. I went suited, like Detroit do. I went in that bitch suited and gated.
They see them blocks, they know what it is.
And I sat and chopped it up with Rich and Maverick. I met LeBron back then, and this was 2000, the end of 2003, because Jay had just retired when the Black Album dropped.
Hey,
So
history for y'all, man. It's like 15 years ago.
Yeah, so Jay was done with hip hop. He was done. He was finished, finito. And I stalked him. And finally, John McNeely, out of everybody that thought they helped or did this and that, what boiled down to it, John McNeely called me one morning and was like, Jay want to talk to you. And he put Jay on the phone. and I didn't sell him on money. I didn't sell him on all this. I've never talked about this. So every story that y'all hear, that's not how Jay came out of retirement and did a show for me.
Drop this shit on me, cause I need to hear.
I told him, I was like, yo, you could do it for Clear Channel, everybody else. If you want to set a standard, if you want to be different, and I don't even think I use those words. I just was like, I'm trying to come up in this business and blah, blah, blah. But I sold him on the whole independent shit. Like, I sold him on the, it's never been done.
Like, what he can relate to. Like,
Yeah,
I was like, you ain't get on a different level.
Yeah, I was like,
Gotta
dog,
respect
listen,
that.
they pigeonholed this game. And I was like, the only people that can touch you and book you is you gotta, let's set a precedent. Like, yeah, I don't have what you asking for, and I can't do X, Y, Z. But dude, if you let an independent motherfucker bring you out of retirement, we'll change the game, and we can get a piece of that game back. So,
Okay,
So he got all the flyers,
cause I need
pictures,
to.
everything from when he was young.
so from that point,
He brought that one back.
at that point, I knew I was in. Once John McNeely called me, because at that point I was going through everybody.
Well, you actually had the conversation.
Yeah, so like
Sean
up until this point, I was going through everybody. Cousin E connects, Don C. Like I was hunting them.
You hear me keep saying Don C.
Hey, Bingo, you see I'm finna jump
around, man.
You
Y'all
keep saying Don C.
up.
Don C, my guy. Shout out Don C. He
Who was Don C?
Kanye's manager. That was my guy.
Don C?
Don
Who
C.
Who is it?
Oh man, well you know
Kanye's
Don C was
manager.
yeah, but you cut. Most people know him as the guy who make them cool ass hats.
How the hats
Now he
look?
makes shoes. Now he
Well,
got to go to Nike.
well, yeah, he done stepped up, but they know him from the hats.
How the hats look?
So I'm gonna just keep it all the way funky.
Uh-huh.
The hats is fly. They definitely look fly. They the snapback joints that he put a remix on. He took the Mitchell and Ness joints, put the snakeskin leather on the brim and on the strap.
That's
They-
right.
They look like on some 100 shit. They nice. They dope. They look like they are the hats that it's a cat from the city doing some hats that's top quality. That's on the same level. Yeah. Jay Lee. They call it thinking cap, but Don C. That's
Don
most
C.
people associate Don
You
C.
used to fuck with
with
this
the
dude.
hats.
Yeah, no, I still do. But so all of them I had became great with because I was the only one that was booking these guys. Like you got to remember at the time I'm talking about. They not the artists that y'all thinking right now.
Right.
So
on social media.
I was picking them guys up from in my personal range, my personal bins. We was riding around. I was taking them to the driller, my guy from Treasures at Eastland, getting them watches.
Damn, shout out to
Chris
Church.
Lee still. That's
Yeah.
how I know Kevin.
Yeah.
So I was taking them there, getting
This
watches.
before Going to Sun, y'all. This
Right.
is Treasures on the
So-
east side shit.
Yeah.
So what happened was
Shout out to Kevin and Jay.
Finally-
we got a break.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, back good.
all right. So I knew I was in because John McNeely hit me, and he was like, "Hey, we put Jay on the phone." From that point, me and Jay had a conversation, and then I began to meet with them. Shouts out to everybody throughout J Circle. Ty was very instrumental. What's his homeboy name? He's the CEO of Rock Nation now. I'm sorry. No, Biggs is not with them.
CEO of Rock.
Damn it! It's on the tip of my tongue. Who the light skinned guy who?
That's too far up your
I'm so sorry.
He don't get past
look because he's
Pay grade ain't even.
he actually,
Too far up.
he actually is the one who invited me. Tata and it's his name. It's Jay-Z's right hand man. He's the CEO of Rock Nation right now. He managed Rihanna back in the day, but he was the founder of very instrumental on Rihanna's career. Light skinned cat. I see his face. That's not Lenny S. But shouts out to Lenny S. because that was my guy too. But he invited me to this dinner, and then I sat down with Jay, Beyonce, LeBron, the whole circle, and it was only popping from there. So I think the things that Dre talking about, yeah, I did a lot of Jay Brown. God damn it, how did I remember? I'm sorry.
What this is?
Hey,
Shout out to good.
Jay Brown, if you see this or this come across anybody in Rock Nation's plate, listen, it was Jay Brown. Jay Brown walked me into the dinner with Beyonce, Jay, Tata, everybody, and Tata gave
You
his-
sat down and shared a meal with these people.
and
Time out. Flag on the play, roughing the passer. You got to sit down. I only say this, bro, and I hate to be like, look, Tam might be a bit extra, bro, but Jay-Z is like man, he's an outstanding businessman. Yeah, bro, he got a lot of shit going on
You
that
sat down and
I
had a
see
meal.
in my uncle and that I like strive for. So
Yeah.
I need to understand, you actually had to sit down.
A meal.
Like right here, like we sitting down chopping up.
Yeah, Jay,
Damn,
you go through different.
That got to be some hell of
What
energy.
what I love about Jay, and now that I'm older, that I realize is his team was always right. And I've heard that you can only be successful if your team is right, and your surroundings. And the chapters that I had to go through to get that deal done, it's no secret why he's where he at, right? Like, we sat in the back of a restaurant. You walk in, they pulled the curtains back, and they was back there sitting. And Jay Brown, he walked me in. It was Jay Brown that did it. And we just chopped it up. And I got a chance again to kind of like talk to Jay, and he just felt my energy. And he was like, "It's a bet. We're gonna do it." And then as the event went on, Lieutenant Dre was the front runner. He's the only person I ever believed in and trusted in radio. Actually, my radio show started off on Dre's show. So if people see me doing radio now, I never did radio. The first time I ever did radio, I had my spot on Dre's show. I had a 30-minute segment on Dre's show, and I used to do radio. And I used to come unprepared. Jay was like, "Man, Jay, you killing me."
So then I reciprocated that shit when I went to his show. Like, Dre, you killing me. Yeah, remember that shit?
Do you remember that?
So that's how it went. But yeah, I did a lot of legendary stuff.
How was that ride back home? Or after you left that, said, I have to ask this, I'm sorry. Fuck it. After you left that meeting, that gathering, what was going on in your, cause that's some shit that I can't even fathom. I was hyped in a motherfucker when I seen Beard Nation on motherfucking King Karan.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? Cause everybody was loving King Karan at the time. And that bitch, and I'm sitting there chilling, I'm talking a little, and that she showed me that nigga had on our shirt. Bitch, we made it, bitch! Right, you know? I'm like, yo, we did it! So how did you, and we wasn't shit. You know, but how the fuck did you
But don't
feel?
say that. I mean
what you know at the time?
Y'all doing impressive things.
But
man.
how did you feel leaving that meeting?
It was, it was great. I still had to produce, I had to get people to come
Real
out,
for
but
sure.
It was,
Was you smile like, was it one of them like?
Yeah, it was, you know what? Up until that point, everybody had doubted me. So I think when you are, like, I'm the underdog. You know
The
what I'm
radio
saying?
station's like,
Nothing like
that nigga ain't got no Jay-Z.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Like I was the underdog. Like, but I've been the underdog my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So like I was the underdog. So the energy in the city was, if the big wigs couldn't do it, how this little motherfucker from the city gonna do it? But what they didn't realize is, man, if you got faith in yourself, you believe in yourself, your trust is in God, you moving right, it's gonna pop. Now, the timetable, the event was supposed to happen in May. It got pushed back to June, and it didn't happen until July 2nd. You dig what I'm saying? So it happened, but it was so much in between and so much BS. But the whole point of me doing this was really to put the city in. So the whole point was like, yo, Jay was an owner of the New Jersey Nets. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what Jay said to me. It was almost like a bet in the wind. So after he said yes and everything is 100, he says, but if the Pistons lose, it won't make sense for me to come. I said, how the fuck you gonna tell a person some shit like that, B? Like, you done told me yes, but now you saying that the Pistons, because think about it. So I want you to understand
That's
this.
right.
The Pistons hadn't won the championship since 90, right?
89, 90.
Yeah. So here my whole shit is on the win, because he like, man, the Pistons lose the championship because they made it to the finals.
Right, what the fuck I'm coming here
What
for?
I'm coming there for, like, your city the energy gonna be dead. So I'm like, how the fuck you placing this on the fucking Pistons? I'm like,
Shout out to the Pistons.
So-
Arthur Ham came to the
so listen,
all them
the
motherfuckers.
first rounds of the playoffs, I'm like, well, if we lose in the playoffs, we won't make it to the finals. So I hate to say this because I love my Pistons, but I didn't want us to make the playoffs. Because my thing is, if we didn't make the playoffs, then there wouldn't be any energy.
Right.
It would just be based upon
It
the
just be a
concert.
concert.
Fucking Pistons won the goddamn playoffs. Then we won the division. I was like, God damn.
Niggas gotta produce.
And when they won the championship, the next day, Rick Hamilton called your show, and Jay was on the line, and Rick was like, I'm gonna pick Jay up from the airport, it's on and popping, we coming to the city. And I never forget MTV called me, and they was like, yo,
Who?
Dame Dash did an interview, MTV. Like, we had world press, because at this point, Jay had never, he retired. No one seen him, he was ghost. He was gone. He didn't go to no award shows, he was ghost, which he was planning, because as we see, he knew what was popping, but to the world, he had got ghost. So I was getting bombarded. And I remember John McNeely, he gave me a front line. He was like, you ready for this? And I didn't get what he meant. And like now I'm older, I understood it. Because back then, he was like, you ready for this?
How old were you?
Yeah, damn, the ages, man. What the fuck?
That's the MTV calling you at what age?
I was in my 20s. Young, dumb,
I just told y'all I was hyped off a bum ass luxury sport.
But
And this nigga got MTV calling him.
But your team,
You know what I'm saying?
we had a good team, but everything in your team got to be solid. Because what he said to me was, now I get it. And when he was like, you ready for this? And I was like, yeah. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
For sure.
Everything got to be solid. Because it's just not about, see, locally, we shouldn't be in competition with each other. Because once you reach a certain benchmark, you're in competition with the big boys that's saying, we ain't sharing shit with you. So if we fighting on this level, we ain't gonna stand a chance on their level.
Right.
And they bet on that.
Right.
So sure enough, yeah, all that shit started. And then next thing you know, everybody got Rothstein. And but it was a great experience, man. And Jay came. And on the way, walking to the Silverdome, and I hate that they tore it down because that was a monumental legacy that's gone. I wanted to bring him to Detroit. Ford Field wouldn't. We couldn't get the deal done. Shout out to Jerome Burney, he was the attorney at the time. Ford Field just wanted too much. I wanted to bring it to the city. I wanted to be all about the D. But Ford Field was new, and the price that they wanted was just, it was way out of budget. So I went to the Silverdome, which was the next cheapest, best thing. And we was on our way to the elevators, and Beyonce was there. Everybody on the elevator, when Beyonce stepped in the elevator, turned around. Nobody wanted to be standing behind Beyonce. So everybody, listen, I'm not bullshitting. Security, me, Bleep, everybody turned around and was ass to ass because we didn't want to be standing behind her on the elevator. That's
You smelled Beyonce's purchase.
I don't know. Listen, but I'm saying that to say that that's the respect and the persona that is just like he was a good dude. And then he was like, because Dre couldn't get there because I wanted Dre to host it.
Man, listen, fuck Radio 1 behind that.
So,
no, for real.
no, because the whole point was Dre and Sugar Ray was supposed to host it.
We had Mr. Allen.
And they wouldn't let them, right. They have
We hosted from Mr. Allen.
They double booked them and wouldn't let them out. But let me tell you how shady it had got. And then Clear Channel stepped in.
Yeah, that's deep.
Clear Channel,
No, for sure.
Clear Channel stepped in and they tried to put Clear Channel hosts out there. And Jay, not me, Jay was like, who bringing you out? And I was like, man, they got some Clear Channel hosts. He's like, nah, this is your spot. You bring me out. And he had the mic crew go out there, shut the mics down, grab the mics, and he handed me the mic, and we stood in the back. And he was like, you ready? And we went out. And I went out and I brought him out. And that probably was Vicky, my girl from Radio 1, because goddamn, I sent Vicky and Lieutenant Dre through some shit. It was a team effort. And that goddamn event
Joe, what you was back there doing?
kicked everybody in the ass.
What you was doing?
Out of high school in 2 years, you couldn't tell me shit. Motherfuckers ain't believe none of the shit I was saying.
So what you was doing? You know,
I got tickets, I want to front row.
I just remember hearing about
motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers wasn't believing that. You know what I'm saying?
But
Shout
that's
out to y'all now. You feel me?
Right, he's running fire.
But let me say this. So to end this off,
Yeah.
when I say Jay is where he at because of his team, right? A week after that, the press that we expected to come out, the press that should have been in the jobs around the city, it didn't. Right? I got calls offered to be, I'm not gonna say the companies, but I got every offer you could think of to be the PR, to be the front this, to be the front that, the whole 9 yards. Like, to the world, I had did something that was fucking amazing. Now, if you have the right team that has vision, they will say, hey, we can build off this. We can build some $1 million shit. But if your team ain't tight, and I'm not knocking everybody, I'm just saying that I even learned from that we have to think longevity, right? Because what I fought for was to get the promotion, the corporate world to respect the independency of promoters. You know what I'm saying? That marketing, that concept. And we got it. But lo and behold, after that, maybe it was like 2-3 weeks, everybody was riding high, and after that, it was like, oh, well, they didn't do this. And everybody just started tearing down what was done. Everybody forgot the fact that this guy was retired. He owned a piece of the Nets, but he came here and we had the Pistons celebration. Rick Hamilton, everybody was there. The shit was crazy. We had a chance to be Live Nation before Live Nation popped off. And I could have been the front face, and we could be all sitting here with $10 million checks. I'm not bullshitting.
I don't need that pressure, by the way.
And my lady is a witness. She knows. Like I was getting calls from all type of companies, all type of firms, all type of marketing concepts. Like, hey, we heard what you did. We want to take a meeting with you, and woo woo. And then next thing you know, the city do what we have been doing. We start finding ways to chop each other down.
Not to talk on money though, but that's what got me inspired on. I want somebody that had a couple $100,000 at a time, you know.
I don't know if we had a couple $100,000. To the IRS, I don't know what that means.
Inspired.
I didn't see a dime at that concert.
You feel me? That's what got me going, bro. You know what I'm
but-
saying? Like
but-
that shit. After seeing that, you can't tell me shit.
After that, I smartened up and I wised up. I had to grow up, so I went back to school, which I promote and I'm an advocate for that. I think everybody should. I went back to school, and law and MBA, and I'm pursuing now a special craft through Harvard. And I think that we have to learn the game that they know for us to play on that level. We got to compete on a higher level. That means we got to know what they know. Had I knew what I know now, had I knew then, oh baby, come on.
All right.
Certain things would have been trademarked. Certain things would have been, I would have killed it. What I know now, but I didn't know that. I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? So the average college kid don't come out of college until he's finished with his master's when he's 26. You get what I'm saying? I was a kid. I was a young
that's our
adult.
street shit, you know. The Benzes, the Rangers, the money, the watches, the jewelry.
A car is the worst goddamn.
Yeah, we know that now.
Now we know it.
Hell,
Yeah,
appreciates when
I
you
just
drive
talked
off the
about-
lot. But lo and behold, so that's why I invested into the media business, and Dre's right, you know. As soon as I jumped back into media, I called Dre, I was like, yo, I need you back in the air. You know what I'm saying? But I jumped back into media and licensing and law and business to understand how these things work and to give young people opportunities, whether it's through radio, so we can change the course of the same faces that's on that. We offer business education for young athletes. I'm working on trying to bring a basketball league right now to Detroit through these different channels of D leagues or etc., and offering the proper channels for us to know, educate ourselves and better, right? So that's it.
The man, I appreciate you, man.
Damn about no
How
names.
much money, man?
No, I definitely appreciate you, man. For me,
I wish it was about the money. Like, that's not what got Jay to say yes. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't about
And
that.
anybody that know me know I've never been about the bread. Like, I've never been about the money.
it
Never.
just come, and you just spend it.
Man, I've treated more people good than I've ever received.
No,
But at the end of the day, I also want my blessings when I get to that pearly
and they
gate
gonna
to do
come.
right.
They gonna come.
Nah, just
We gonna let y'all two sit right here. You wanna come around? You know, say.
I know, Sykes. I'm sorry. I left out the candy bar.
Sykes, what up?
I left out the candy bar. The longest reigning Friday party
I'm
ever.
gonna go. I'm gonna just start taking me up.
All right, bro. So
My band up out there, man.
All right, brother.
no, it's all good.
Uncaged, dog. We uncaged animals out there.
Yeah.
No, you too. Y'all can take that seat. All right.
Yeah, I know. I left the candy bar out, but no, that was a great I think I did talk about it. Well, you did
talk about
it.
What's up with the candy bar, man?
Man, no, it was legendary. It was
Candy bars be the shit.
On Sundays.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, the whole
Fridays.
weekend, but Fridays.
Yeah. Friday with the spot.
Wipe out man's demise, man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
White
Yeah, I was
man.
thinking that day too.
yeah. And we had it packed, so it was awesome.
Child, that's what I'm saying. Like these big legendary parties, I'm not knowing that. And like I said, Syke, I
That
see
day
you.
was crazy.
I see Sykes right now. He come. Hey, what's up, Miguel? All right. You know what I'm saying? He has to take my man. You know, you doing this thing. All right, y'all see y'all, man. And to hear these stories that you involved in, bro, I ain't know.
Yeah, tell them why you got started, man. Tell them where you go.
Again, you know, for me, I'm Rock Sykes. My family was involved in music. My cousin of mine, Rap Mafia, my grandfather's nephew, and my other cousin, Ron Cook, was a DJ, did techno with Metroplex Records and Juan Atkins. Seeing them coming up, I got involved in music. Used to listen to Mojo, and, you know, Gary, this all them guys' fingers on the radio. I was DJing, just wanted to be like my cousin, so I came up with a rap name. Then I had got a drum machine, Roland 808, you know, and that's how I started rapping. By the time I got to, you know, like 8th grade, we was just cooking up music in the basement. Everybody would come to my house to, you know, to produce and different things. And I call him my cousin, but he just been in my family for a long time, which is AK. He lived down the street from us, you know. And then I had another guy that lived across the street, by the name of P. Red, and they used to be partners of different things. But just watching them, they were older guys, just playing my demo and making music. And then from there, just meeting different promoters, like, can I rap at your joint? Met Mo, like, can I perform? He was like, yeah. Met another promoter, he's like, yeah, you know. But I used to bring all my friends to the party to see me rap, but it never happened.
Where you from?
I'm from Detroit.
No,
West Side.
Oh, you on West Side?
Yeah, PA, Pearson. Well, actually,
PAs and FAs, Pearson and
For sure.
FAs.
Why school you went to?
I went to Murray, Central, and Monmouth.
Okay.
But I graduated from Central. Yeah, so it was 2 years at Murray, a semester at Mumford, but graduated from Central. So in essence, I knew everybody, and then I got like 20 cousins that's my age, because I have a real big family. So with everybody like different hoods, plus, you know, you hoop in church league, all that. So I knew a gang of folks. So when it was time to, you know, do the party, everybody was coming, because that's what I was doing, what I was into. And that's kind of how I jumped off from there. But like I said earlier, Proof was at one of the parties, and you know, at that time, all everybody was talking about the hip hop shop. You know what I'm saying? 93, 94. You know, that's what 95. You talking about all this was the hip hop shop, and Proof was like, you know, one of the best MCs. You know, at that time. You know, probably the best battle rapper out of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, here go my number, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I was from the hood, we was just chopping it up. And on the front of the car, there was a dude named Mark. His name was Mark Hicks. He works for Def Jam, and he did some management with M too. And I used to call Mark and like play my demo on the phone. So I'd take the phone, you know, with them long phone cords and put it up to the speaker. So I'd call him when I got home from school, or I'd page him. And he'd hit me back and like, hey man, you should listen to my demo. You know what I mean? So he would listen. But I never seen a dude on the phone ever. So I'm still throwing parties. You know, we doing we throwing parties, me and the team, but I'm still rapping vaguely, but I'll let him hit a demo. So one day, I bumped into him at the State Fair, Mark.
Right.
I actually just happened to bump into him. He was passing out some music. And he's like, hey man, get down with this promotion. He pulled out some bread and he paid me on the spot. He gave me some stickers, you know what I'm saying, and some flyers and stuff, and he paid me on the spot. So then, I was fuck that rapping. I got into promo, so I went to Kendrick's Records, and I bought that's Eddie Kendrick's.
Eddie Kendrick?
Yeah, from the Temptations.
Shout out to Fat
Yeah, they had a record store called Kendrick's Records.
Right.
On Finkel and Myers.
All right.
It's called DJs are something DJs RS or something now. Or
Some of
dope
the
D-
some of the
some of
hood
them, I know
DJs
Mac
still
Nichols
show
and
little
them they
things
go
up
up
in
there.
there, whatever record store it is.
But long story short, I go to buy the No Limit joint, the True to the Game thing. I get this True to the Game, and there was a flyer in there for promotion. I called to do promotions, and I called them, and then I got an internship with Relativity Records. One of the head of street teams was called General. It was General. Was one of the guys, and a guy named Steve Lavelle. Now Steve Lavelle, he managed from like Fat Joe. He was there when they did Pac and Big did this, Big and Bone did the joint.
Yeah.
He was there for the Pac. Like Steve Lavelle known everybody. Anybody there is, you Google Steve Lavelle. So he was on the street team. So I'm like 17, 18, doing the internship with Relativity.
Right.
And everybody leave, Relativity shut down or something happened with Relativity, all the artists go over to Loud. So you had 3-6 Mafia, who else was on there? Mobb Deep. So you had everybody from Relativity moved over to Loud. So that's kind of how I got into street promotion, doing the internship. But because I was kind of young, they said, well, why don't you, work with Mark? And then so I was working with Mark. And then there was another guy by the name of Sean P.
Sean P. I left that out. Skating party legend. God damn.
If Sean P didn't touch your music or your records, listen. It wasn't if it wasn't you didn't. Sean P was that guy.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't get no work. You had to work under Sean P. You know what I'm saying? Like how cats be in the drug game. Like you got to go through. You had to go through Sean to get that work. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You had to go through Sean. And then I want to thank my brother over here. By him working through the station, he knew a lot of guys. He introduced me actually to who's one of my closest dogs and who taught me so much for the game. He introduced me to my boy, his name T the Pimp, but he called himself North End T now.
T the Pimp!
We was working Money Anything for Jay-Z and Jermaine Dupri. That was one of the first records I worked with T. And from there, I'm the head of the street team, so we worked with like from Def Jam, Priority, Sony, Columbia, all the record labels there was. We worked all the records.
Can I say, you're right, T the Pimp, he shared that money. When people saw that shit wrapped around my range, T the Pimp was like, yo, Jay, I can show you how to get some extra bread. I was like, how? He was like, I got the account with TVT. And he plugged me to TVT, and that's how my range got wrapped. Yeah. I had Trina, Pitbull was the first person, when he came to Detroit, I picked Pitbull up from the airport.
I think we had
Pitbull on my range. I
think we had the rap Royce 5'9" and E-Dub range. Was it just the E-Dub or the Royce range too? I think it was I know it was E-Dub though. So I started doing road promotion and road management for E-Dub. E-Dub was the Blaze Battle freestyle champion, and then he got a deal with MCA Records. He got a deal with MCA Records. And then after that, I started working with a group called Numbers that was produced by AK. AK and my man Los. Los had a group, COI. Los had a group. Cash Rules Everything Around Me. And then they also had another group, an R&B group, I think it's called Fabio. It was an old school group. But Los they had a group called Numbers. So I started pushing the Numbers, and then from there, everything just really took off on the promotion level for me, as far as working records. That was like the first couple groups was Numbers and E-Dub, and then from there, I just meeting different reps. Started working for Pelly and Red Fly. I don't know if y'all remember Red Fly. Mm-hmm. Now Jay, he was doing the designs for Pelly. Then he went to Al Wassan, and we was designing for them. And then from there, he did the Red Fly, and that just took off. How from working there, then just continue to just work with brands. That was my thing. Just start working with brands. We did Mokal Cognac was one with the Panther on the bottle. So we was doing
Were you involved with Black Lagoon?
Yeah. So Black Lagoon came when I got off tour, I was on the Rock the Mic tour doing
You was on what?
The Rock the Mic tour with Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Snoop, Fabulous. I was doing promotion again, street promotion. Now I'm gonna tell you how I met them. You know, we got our D hats on, and I met Tata little brother.
Murder.
No, Vaughn.
Vaughn.
So I meet Vaughn, and well, actually, here's Rockefeller. Shout out to Rockefeller because they showed us D-boys so much love.
So much love.
So much love.
So much.
So much love.
Damn.
We did the River Rock. Mo B had the River Rock, I think, every Friday. And because we had a relationship, I had the contracts to do, this was after the concert at Joe Louis, to do an event at the River Rock. So I actually booked all the Rockefeller. I had everybody but Jay. I wasn't, you know, I ain't had it.
So you ain't go that far up.
Yeah.
But you was up there though.
So I had everybody. This was early on. So I had everybody but Jay. And he go a flyer from here. So I had everybody from Jay that came. So we had Freeway came, Murder, Bleak Brother came, and that was actually the event that they came and did the Street Lord joint, the sipping on the Remy joint that they had, the Street Lord joint. So so there's just a lot of parties and things from that point on. But
Damn.
so,
but
when I got off the Rock the Mic tour, just to get back to that, that's when I met my man Ben, and we started doing the Black Lagoon. I always thought that was dope, because I was always out of town traveling. I don't think I would go out of town like every other week. You know.
Who broke that record?
So,
You was the first to play it.
my bro, I want to say when we started working the Black Lagoon joint, I was like, damn, that was the record right there when as soon as I first heard it.
Just in case people don't know what joints you talking about.
It's a record called Star with my man Impact, Amadeus, and Kane. Excuse me, produced by Doc Seuss. Of course, having that relationship with Dre, I immediately, you know, give it to him. You know, he was spiking it. He's like, yo, let me see, you know, what he do.
How much you pay me?
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even pay him nothing.
Just to be clear.
We didn't pay him nothing. You know, the relationship was active.
Nigga rather butt his ass before he spilled his cup.
Back then, we had real relationships with each other. Like now everybody is out for some money. You can't go to nobody without them having their hand out. Back then, we was like more. We was having fun.
Mm-hmm.
We was making money because we was having fun. So that's all we
Let's
do.
get to that.
We wasn't
Hey,
trying to.
and it came from the shop, man. This is all family shit.
Family,
The
dog.
first interview we did with Bummy was all love. We had a couple of people that we reached out to that thought we was about to pay them, man.
Yeah,
This is all
ooh,
love
he going
for
somewhere
y'all.
else, ain't he?
You know what I'm
Speaking
saying?
about-
They been our touched history in the city more than any of y'all.
Them niggas. Right, dog, since you wanted
Money
money.
here
Man,
as family. And gave y'all some Jews. So
I can't believe you went there.
continue.
I'm gonna speed it up a little bit for time purposes, though.
I normally do that.
But we did. That was one of the first records. Before they were playing it, I think Pimp Bones they had a record. Black Lagoon had a record called Pimp Bones, which was on the Battle of the Beats, still for like 2 weeks straight, because they would do the Battle of the Beats. Nobody has beat. They even beat out Royce. Nobody has been on Battle of the Beats for 2 weeks straight with Pimp Bones, and then we followed it up with the Star. But I credit work. Nobody was getting airplay on the radio as far as local records, but that song, and then Tone Tone had, which they broke too, was the I Ain't Playing With You.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was only two at that time. It was Black Lagoon Star, and it was Tone Tone, I Ain't Playing With You. Then it came KDZ, you know, and the rest of them. But
Shouts out to Tone Tone.
at
He
that
came from my
particular
studio
time,
too.
in that era, it was Black Lagoon Star, which Kim James probably played for 3 years straight at 12 o'clock. You knew it.
You knew that was
We played the hell out of the candy
for
bar. They came and performed at the candy bar.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Y'all see the love in here.
And shouts out to Tone Tone. He came from my studio too.
Yeah.
He truly did. I showed him how to write.
Also around that time too, me and my man Hustle went and got the hip hop shop. We opened the hip hop shop, and what's crazy part about that was the snowman shirts. I would open the store up probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I put the sign out. And we was making the snowman shirts, the snowman shirts before Jeezy. Jeezy didn't trademark it or capitalize on it, which you can check his interviews till like a couple of years ago. Now he got
that shit came from Detroit.
It did. It did.
I used to be joking. I bet he got that shit from Detroit. I remember they used to be everywhere.
It came from. Now he originated. We just peeped game as promoters, and we ran with it. We capitalized on it, but he didn't capitalize on it. We made it big because people was coming to town. Anybody that came to town,
grab it.
Yeah. Also, again, we were one of the first cats too to embrace Smack.
Smack DVD.
Smack DVD, all of that stuff, because the distributor and was on Pearson and Linwood. So all anything that was new or hot, we would get that. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of the distributor. You talking about as a kid, I could walk into the distributor and get all the music big as this.
Which a lot of that they bit from St. Andrews.
Yeah.
The basement.
Come on. The shelter.
Come on.
Damn.
They used to come here and watch battles where dudes, I mean, would just be salty in the face.
Hey man, look, my man's still relevant too. I ain't gonna say what he.
Sean, we ain't even finna go there, but I just know now that they cheat.
Legendary.
They've been cheating. I ain't know that.
Somebody legendary.
Who that?
Bleak.
That's Blade.
Y'all Blade Bleak.
Put that on the
What's
camera.
his name?
Hey, what's his name? He look familiar.
Go ahead, shut the camera down.
Right, I'm finna say I was.
So-
I'll speak on that later. But
Pete.
Oh,
If y'all
you put
go
it
to
on the camera?
Little Blade's phone, if y'all go to Little Blade's round,
Put it in there.
and you look at my date on my camera, nobody, only me and one other person got those pictures ever.
That's deep, man.
Hold on,
I'm gonna have to. I've been holding on to so many pictures, and
know
I sent you one day with you and Sugar Ray.
Man, I don't want to see none of that babyface Nelson shit.
I got the picture of
Love it, man.
I got the picture of us that night of our birthday party with Wipeout.
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
y'all got the same birthday?
Yeah, we celebrated it together.
Yeah, I was at that party. I was standing right out there.
Which one?
And the what?
Yeah.
That's the party that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the like Bird was on that party. I knew it was gonna come.
I was hosting it. Yeah.
Yo, so Pete too. We did a juice party with Juice the Magazine, BMF here in Detroit at Legends.
Yeah,
And that's where my
me
man
and
Mark
Drunken Master DJ'd that.
Yeah. So
You DJ a lot of these legends.
Oh yeah, rapping DJ. A lot of the
So all like the car show, talking about the car shows and the different
he
joints.
gotta
He got to wrap it
time
up.
about the he gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, man. We might have to do another part of this interview.
Man, part 2 coming. When?
We appreciate all y'all.
When y'all talking about coming back, man?
Showing love.
We got
man.
footage.
We appreciate it, man. Hey man,
It
you
was
know,
supposed to be an hour.
right.
Then how long we been going?
Man, I'm gonna wrap it up, man. Look, hey, trust the process. God never wrong,
Man, thank y'all,
man. He
man.
never win. Love always do, man. Be legendary, man. It came from the shop. Go follow.
Because it's
us,
more
man.
to sights. It's more to sights.
Right.
Way more than sights, man.
Like